in life, sometimes you have to take a risk. And sometimes the reason we don't take risks in life is because we're afraid that we won't get the outcome that we desire. There's two things that guide every human being in life, and that's fear and faith. And what fear and faith have in common is that they're both imagination of tomorrow. The difference is that fear is a negative imagination of tomorrow, and faith is a positive imagination of tomorrow. When you have faith, you eliminate a lot of the stress, because the stress only happens in the future. If you're going to create an outcome for yourself in your mind, why not create something that's uplifting and positive? Since it hasn't happened, why not put that out in the universe? What if this happens? What if that happens? Look, anything can happen. There was a guy in Germany a few years back who took a day off from work. He decided he was going to take the trash out. Takes the trash out, a little tiny a meteor size of a golf ball hits him on the head and dies on the spot. Life is short. Don't be attached to the outcome, be attached to the process. That's always important. But what stops us is our beliefs. And when you look at the word belief, right smack in the middle, it says lie. Most beliefs that we have today in our mind are lies. But how do you believe that, right? Because the definition of belief is something you're certain about. If you're certain about it, you feel it's true. In order to change your beliefs, you have to consciously be aware and say, hey, you know what, I have beliefs inside me that are probably not true. I'm open to learning some new things. The world is changing in front of us today. Most people don't want to change with the world, because we're so stuck at, that's not me. This is, no one cares who you are. No one cares who you are. It's who you become. Who you were 5 years ago is not the person sitting in here. How many people agree with that? Yes or no? Okay, most of you. The person here will not be the same person 5 years in the future. It'll depend on what happens in your life and experiences that will determine who you become. I'm saying, how do I utilize that to even become more successful? Right? Because your brain is like a computer. Whatever question you ask, it will find an answer. If you ask your brain, say, why am I so stupid? It will give you a reference of why you're stupid. it's true. Whatever you ask. It's kind of like a Google search. You know? But the people that go, well, I'm not going to change with AI. As you guys can see, you go to the store today, they have more self-checkouts. You go to the bank, they have less tellers, right? Now, you saw what ChatGPT is doing in this world. But Morgan, which you will learn about today, takes it to a whole different level. Meaning that if you're a loan officer, you're a real estate agent, you're like, hey, I got these pay stubs, I got these W-2s, 1040s, oh man, they got K-1s, I just need to figure this out. You go to just take a Snapchat, send it over to Morgan, and Morgan will figure out everything, what they qualify for, what their income is, boom, 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 in an hour or less, right now. And as Morgan learns the language more and more and more, it's going to go and be instant for you. Okay, right now you can ask any question, guideline question, whatever Morgan says, even if you don't submit to SunWest Mortgage. Some people utilize Morgan and get an answer, then they take it to their underwriter at their bank and say, hey, this is what we got. Because Morgan is 100% backed by SunWest, meaning that if Morgan gives an answer, it will back it up. They will buy the loan no matter what. They will do the loan no matter what. And if your bank goes, we're not doing this, you can broker the loan over and SunWest will honor whatever Morgan says. Morgan is a very powerful tool because you don't really need a processor anymore. What do you need a processor for? Morgan can do all of that faster without the attitude. Without the attitude, 24 hours, whatever you need done from Morgan. The world's changing. But what stops us also is our pride. The definition of pride is a perception you create to feel better about yourself. When you have pride and say, well, I've been doing it 30 years this way. How many people hear people like that, right? And it might be you. Okay, I've been doing it for 20 years. The truth of the matter is that this is coming from somebody who was the #1 loan officer in the country out of all banks. Was at one point doing 75 to 80 purchase money transactions a month. And I will tell you, even I was guilty at one point of saying that, is that, hey, I've been in the industry this long, but the reality is the industry changes every single year. Okay? So, let's bring up this guy up front. Come on up.
Victor Mortgage for all the realtors out there.
Thank you for coming up. All right, let's bring one other person. All right, have a seat. Good job. Good job. Now, so why I brought him up, okay, why I brought him up, he was ready to go right away. Why was that? He's Victor, right? He's a go-getter, go get things done, right? Bottom line, I'm there. People love that energy. People love to work with people that are closers, right? Right? But there's also some people that don't enjoy that energy because they feel very insecure. They feel less dominated, right? When you see someone successful, you'll see that energy, but you'll also see people that have a different energy that are also successful. Sales is not about you, it's about the person in front of you. Can you adapt to the person in front of you? If somebody has a strong energy, can you put your energy high and strong just like theirs so there could be a connection? Have you ever met somebody and you walk away and you're like, I don't know what it was, but I really like that guy. I really like that guy. Why? Because he was a lot like you. That's why you liked him. And then you walked away from him and oh my God, that guy talks so much. Oh my God, gave me a headache. Because he wasn't like you. And you're like, I don't really like this. But in sales, it doesn't matter. If you're selling, you're adapting. And if you're not adapting, then you only get the people that are like you to give you business. But if you adapt, you get more of the business. Yes or no? Yes. So how do you change that? How do you break through those limiting beliefs that we have in our mind? When a baby elephant used to be brought into a circus, you know what they did? They tied a chain around an ankle, and the baby elephant had to sleep and eat at the same spot. What's more crazy is that when that baby elephant becomes an adult elephant, it has enough power to break the chain and go free. But it doesn't. It still eats and sleeps in the same spot. Here's what's even more crazy. If you stop feeding the adult elephant and you put food 10 feet away, it will die of starvation instead of breaking the chain and getting the food. But how many of you are in the same place? Everything you want is 10 feet away, but you just don't break that chain because you've been conditioned. Because maybe someone told you you're not good enough. Maybe you feel like you're not smart enough. The most successful realtors, most successful loan officers are not the smartest loan officers or smartest realtors. Okay? Smartest loan officers that I've ever met don't do that much production. But they all know how smart they are. They can analyze every detail. But what makes you money in this business is relationships. It's prospecting. You guys have a tool now where all the stuff that you would complain, oh my God, I got to analyze these tax returns, I got to analyze the income, so I can't go out there, I can't call the realtor, I can't do this, I can't do that. Now you got a tool that does it all for you. If you're a realtor, you can throw your leads in there, it can do that for you. If you're a loan officer, you want to do pre-quals, you got a bunch of pre-quals you got to do, you just input it in, Morgan does it for you. It eliminates everything, and so you can focus on what makes you money. Average human being lives till 78 years old. 1/3 of your life, you're sleeping. 1/3 of your life, you're sleeping. You don't really have that much time in this world. So the question you have to ask yourself is, am I making every moment productive? But what do most realtors and loan officers do? They go on a 2-hour lunch, come back from lunch, make a couple phone calls. Hey, I already got business going on. It's not the question whether you have business. If you have no business and you're doing that, that's why you're doing no business. But if you're doing business and you're doing that, then you have to ask yourself is, wow, what is my potential? If I'm doing that and I'm still doing business, I can do double what I'm doing. Time is the most important piece in everyone's life because it eventually runs out for all of us. It's not money, it's time. So as AI comes stronger, as Morgan comes out in the world, where some people go, well, it's a negative thing. It's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing because it helps you focus on what makes you money. Does that make sense to everybody here?
Yes.
Okay. The other last part before I get Angel up here and she's gonna really get down to the nitty gritty how Morgan works, is that it's very important to really be passionate about yourself. They actually did research, like they see if someone walks in your office and they walk in, they're like, yeah, we did a great job, woo, I'm so excited. What would you think of him?
What's he on?
He's 100%. What is he smoking? What is he on? Give me some of that stuff. Or something, you guys would say. But if somebody walked into the office and they're depressed and feel sad, what will happen? Most people will approach him and say, hey, what's wrong? Let's go have a drink. Let's talk about it. Let's go to dinner. Themselves listening to your problems. They took the study even further. They wanted to find out why do people show up at funerals but they haven't seen the person for 10 to 15 years, but they show up at the funeral. They found when people go to a funeral, they're saying, life is precious, I gotta spend more time with my family, but they don't care about the person who passed away. You gotta be passionate about yourself. When you see somebody at the World Cup, you see people coloring themselves, cheering themselves, you see someone at the Laker game, if you're Laker fans, you see a Laker game, they color themselves, they're like, we did it, we won. Do you ever ask the question, what did you win? The people that own Staples Center, or what now called crypto, right, is they make the money, the players make the money, the vendors make the money. What did you win? You ever ask that? What if someone had the same passion about themselves? Life is hard. There's ups and downs in my world, your world. Life is tough. Everybody in here is going through something that nobody else knows but you. Life is tough. There's anyone who brags out there that life is always great, it's not. Everyone has challenges that they're trying to get in. Everyone has a fight that they're fighting inside them. But the key part is that if your mentality is, no matter what I'm going through, I will get through. I will find a way to go through it, around it, above it. One way or another, I will get out of this. If that's your mentality, you'll go one place. If your mentality is, let me just numb the pain and let me just go do some drugs or let me just get drunk so I can numb the pain, you can never get through it. Because numbing the pain doesn't mean it goes away. It just goes away for a very short amount of time. Does that make sense, yes or no? Right. So it's up to you to decide and say, hey, I'm going to hit this head on and I'm going to get through. But once you have that belief, things change in your life. So today's about changing your mindset on understanding that change is coming and open your mind to learn something new. One of the cool things, Armando was at a San Jose event, but what I would like to offer everybody here, and we're doing this at a few of the events that we went to, San Jose was one of them. We have a big event happening, it's an invite only, lunch is included, from 10 to 4 p.m. at the Wynn Hotel with Jason Oppenheim. We have a couple other speakers that are Mike Ferry, we got Dan Fleshman, you guys probably seen him on, he's a branding guru. Anyways, it's on March 31st. If you guys are seriously able to make it, before you leave, check with Suresh. Let him know that you're able to make it. It's invite only. You can't buy the tickets. Okay? We'll get you and someone else plus one to be part of that event. And it's on us. The food and everything's on us. Okay? Are you guys down for that?
Yeah.
Alright, so before we get Angel started, let's get a little bit of energy up. Let's do a little bit of fun, something a little bit of fun. Stand up. Close your eyes. It's not embarrassing. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. On three, with incredible passion, with incredible energy, I want you to say, it is my time, it is my time, it is my time. Now, if you don't do it with incredible energy and passion, you can do it in front of the whole group by yourself. It's up to you guys. Here we go, on three. 1, 2, 3.
It's my time! It's my time! It's my time!
It is your time, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks everyone for coming by. As Sam said, I'm going to be talking through how you can use Morgan, how it works. Did everyone get a chance to use the QR code to open up the Morgan website? Yeah. If not, it just so happens to be on every screen here. Go to usemorgan.com. So Morgan, if you've already been on it, it works essentially just like a text message. All you're doing is typing your message, whether it's a question, a request, you'll get the answer right back. Text Morgan, send her the message, and you'll get your answer. Go ahead. Great question. So when you're on the Morgan website, if you're on your phone, you're going to see a little paperclip icon at the bottom. Click on that paperclip. On your phone, you'll have 3 options. On desktop, you'll just have 2, image or document. On your phone, you'll have a little camera icon. So if you physically have the document in front of you, you don't need to have to waste your time scanning it. You just snap a picture, send it to Morgan, let her know what you want her to do with it. If it's reviewing a condition, hey, is this going to work? Is this documentation going to work to clear the condition? Morgan can do that for you too. And what's really great about getting an answer from Morgan is, as Sam mentioned, there's a 100% warranty behind anything that Morgan tells you. So you can feel confident that you can go back to your buyer, your borrower, and give them that answer and not have to come back a few days later with your tail between your legs. Sorry, we messed up. You never have to do that with Morgan, because if Morgan did give an incorrect answer, SunWest will stand behind it. We will fund with our own cash if we have to. That's how confident we are in the AI. We've been using Morgan internally for about 4 years now. Any guesses on how many times Morgan has been wrong?
0.1%. 100 times.
Once.
4 times. You guys were dancing right around it. 4 times in 4 years, Morgan has been wrong. Most of those times were when she was a baby AI, because the technology, the AI, is learning every single day. The more that we use it, the smarter and faster the AI gets. The better it understands the nuances of our language and how different people would speak and form their question. So it's getting smarter, faster every single day. But you will always get an answer. It doesn't matter what the question was, what the request is, because by the way, if you are doing your loan with SunWest, then Morgan can actually do the work on your loans. Hey, can you actually add a borrower on this loan, or remove a borrower, make them a non-borrowing spouse, change the loan program, hey, can you order docs for me, balance the CD, any of that stuff Morgan can do for you. Only if the loan's with SunWest, because obviously she wouldn't have access to it somewhere else. But any of those questions, calculations she can do for you. And if you were to ask Morgan a question that the AI hadn't learned yet, you're never going to get the, how frustrating when you ask Siri, and she says, sorry, I don't know that one. You're like, that's it? There's no other solutions here? So you will never get that from Morgan. It's also 24/7. So you won't get the chat bot, sorry, I don't know that one, please try back when we're open at 8 a.m. Pacific. You'll never get that either. So we call Morgan people-powered AI technology, because there are some parts of the loan process that do need the human touch, so that's not eliminated completely. Humans are also there if you were to ask Morgan a question that she didn't know, or ask her to do something on a loan she hasn't learned how to do yet. So if you were to ask a question like that, she will give you an ETA. If she doesn't already have your phone number and email, she'll ask for that, and she'll get back to you with that one answer. So you don't even have to hang out on the website. You can put your phone down, close out the browser window, move on with your life, and you will get that answer back. She'll shoot you a text when she's got the answer. And what's amazing about that is, as consumers, we're used to going to Google and typing in a question and getting 4 billion answers back all instantaneously, right? But then it's up to us to sift through and research and where's the answer to what I was actually asking. And then we have to take it a step further because actually anyone can put anything on the internet. Did you know that? So then you have to take it a step further and verify and see, is this actually the correct answer before I go back and I tell my borrower. So when you get an answer from Morgan, you get one answer, and it is a warranty answer. So I know in here we've got some realtors, we've got some loan originators, we've got title. So you guys all do some different things, but what you all have in common is you're in sales, right? So think about all of the activities that you're doing to get to your commission check, to get that deal closed. There's one of those activities, I'm going to go out on a limb and bet, one of those activities that are building your business, bringing in clients, which is what actually makes you money, right? It's getting out there and talking to people. It's the relationships, right? When you're behind a desk, essentially processing your own loan or researching questions, trying to get a hold of people to answer your questions, that's moving the deal along, but that's not what made you money. Think about if you could spend all of that time out there meeting new people, growing your business. How much more volume do you think you could do? You don't have to tell me out loud. Just think about it. So if you had someone that anything you needed on that deal, check the status, change something, answer a question, that you could just text and know that it was done, you could get to that volume very easily. So that's what Morgan can do for you. As of right now, Morgan is available to all of you in here for free. Use morgan.com. And as Sam mentioned, the deal does not have to be with SunWest. So if you just want to use it as a time saver, ask it questions that come up, great. If you do want to send the deal to SunWest, also great. In the next month, in the middle of February, there's going to be an announcement coming out, a very exciting announcement with the next release of Morgan. And since you guys are here, I will tell you what it is. We will be releasing the consumer version of Morgan. So what's great about that is now when your borrower is up at 2 a.m., they're worried about their loan, they can ask Morgan. If they need to upload a document, they can take a picture and give it to Morgan. You can actually be in a group chat. So when you start talking to a customer, a client, you can say, hey, I'm going to introduce you to my AI assistant, Morgan. Morgan will send them a text. They click on it, they're right there in the conversation with you and Morgan, no app to download, they're right there. So you'll always be privy to the conversation. You'll know when your client's talking to Morgan. You can stay as involved as you like. You're never cut out from it. But how much time do you think you're going to save if your client has someone that they can contact 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that's going to give them the right answer? I mean, it's like having a DU underwriter right next to you all the time. Except, I don't know a single underwriter that would warranty their answers. Or write the check if they were wrong. So, I'll put my money where my mouth is here. So I said we've been using Morgan internally for years. I've got some stats from our last 100-day report card. So it's actually, I will say it's gotten faster, but these are the last 100 days of 2020. I have not heard of our 8 a.m. approvals. What that means is if you submit your loan to SunWest by 8 p.m., you'll have your conditional approval by 8 a.m. the next morning. And that's for loans and for your pre-approvals, your TPDs. So realtors in here, if you knew you could get a pre-approval, and that's a fully underwritten pre-approval, by the way.
What is the fees to collect all the numbers?
Yep, so if you submit the income documentation, income, asset on some deals, everything else we can get after the conditional approval. So we do need to be able to verify the income in order to get the conditional approval because it is fully underwritten. But that makes everyone's life so much easier. Because your borrower can go shopping knowing they're approved. It's not just DU and credit. They've been completely underwritten. So 8 a.m. the next morning, you get your conditional approval. All right. Who has the answer? I heard 99.8. That was more specific. Let's see. 99.8. All right. First prize. All right. This next question, when you have the answer, it's okay that you're interrupting me. Just yell it out. That way, whoever gets it first, there's going to be no question. All right, so next question. What percentage of those loans were for borrowers with FICO scores under 620? So this is another important thing to note about the beauty of using AI.
Under what?
Under 620. 620 credit score. So I'm sure you guys have seen deals go through really quickly that are, what's that?
80.5. 80.
You're guessing?
Yeah.
You're not gonna ask Morgan? All right. 80.5 is incorrect.
Yell it out. Interruption. 99.8.
Incorrect.
32.7.
32.7, yes. Okay. 32.7, good job. I love the confidence though, the faith in us. So when you see turn times that are really quick, a lot of times you assume, well, that was a really easy deal. And that's what that type of borrower is used to. They've got all their documentation, they've got a great credit score, this is going to be a quick, easy, clean deal. It's not always the same for the borrowers that have the tarnished credit, who have had multiple jobs in the past couple of years. Go ahead.
Real quick, naive question. Morgan is a public company, private loan? Who makes the mortgage?
Morgan's owned by a company called Selligence, which is privately owned by our CEO of SunWest.
It's privately owned, that means that there is no investment, nobody can purchase it.
Correct.
Terrific. Hold on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So what, using AI to underwrite your loans, review documents, that is what makes truly fair lending. Because everyone is getting the same experience, regardless what their financial situation is. So you're able to offer that same exact experience, same turn time, regardless. Here's another good example of that. What percentage of those loans were with a down payment of 5% or less? Another one of those things that could be tricky.
97.5.
And the 97.5. I love it. You're the guy that in school you didn't read the book and you're just gonna go take the quiz.
Right. 99.
That's right. Learn from life and experience.
Anyone else got an answer yet? So those low down payment loans, a lot of times those are really, really difficult to get through. Again, you're gonna get the same turn times. Any? 48.9. 48.9. Excellent. Good job. Thank you. That was Victor with Laser Mortgage. You got, what percentage of those loans were for first-time home buyers? I think we've got 2 more chances to win.
70%?
Go at 70%, 65. If you were right, I would tell you. You can keep guessing while. What's that? 52.8. Let's take a look. 52.8. So that's of all the loans in 100 days, over half were for first-time home buyers. And still had their conditional approval by 8 a.m. the next morning. All right, last chance here. Get ready. What percentage of conditions are reviewed in under 60 minutes? So when you or a borrower submits a condition, right now we are at a 60-minute condition review time. No guesses over here?
200.
65. He's losing faith. 99.5. Yes. So 99.5% of conditions are reviewed in 60 minutes or less. And that turn time is only getting faster on condition review. We're actually at 70% of conditions are reviewed in under 40 minutes. So you turn in a condition, reviewed and cleared in under 40 minutes, 70% of the time. Otherwise, you're waiting another 20 minutes. Not a huge deal, right? So that is an example of how Morgan can save you time and make it a better experience for your borrowers. You guys are in Morgan right now, so you see how it works. I encourage you to just test it out when you get back to the office, give it a try. Realtors and originators, just close your ears. Realtors, do you ever call your originator with a question for a borrower and can't get through to them?
All the time.
All the time? Okay. He's like, it's not me.
That's why we're calling.
You know what? Originators are human too. They can't be 2 places at once. Sometimes they can't answer their phone, right? But Morgan is 24/7. So if you need that answer right away, actually, I mean, you can test it out. Call your originator and ask Morgan and see what happens. It is text. Yeah. You can do speech to text with Morgan. Right next to the paperclip icon, there's a little microphone. So if you're driving and be hands-free, you can do speech to text. Coming soon, you guys are getting a lot of spoilers. Morgan will talk. Yeah, it's just getting smarter and smarter.
Is that a good thing?
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you guys for playing. I'll open it up now for questions. Great question. So, how secure? The question is, how secure is Morgan? And the answer is, it is the exact same security level as when you log into your online banking. So it uses the exact same security protocol, and that is how we are able to allow you to upload documents with your borrower's PII on it, and your borrowers are going to be able to use Morgan to do their whole mortgage transaction. So it has to be very secure. Good question.
Okay, so when we get a client, what is it that you guys need?
The first step.
First step.
First step, so are you originator or realtor?
I'm a realtor.
Realtor. So you'd be looking for someone to originate a loan, or you just want to
Start the process.
I don't know.
just start the process? Okay, so you get a client, go to Morgan, tell her the information that you have. Hey, this is how much they say they make. This is what they're looking for. Is this something that we could do? That's where I would start.
Okay.
If you don't have a realtor you work with, you can let Morgan know, hey, I'd like to get in touch with the SunWest loan originator. She'll have someone call.
But if I'm a realtor, it goes right back to you, or y'all send it to another realtor?
Oh, are you asking if we'll give out your leads?
Yes.
Absolutely not. SunWest has a policy that's called customers for life. So we work both in the wholesale lending channel as well as retail, meaning our broker partners send loans through SunWest. Your clients are your clients. We respect your work, the work that you put into getting those clients. So on the wholesale side, if one of our borrowers that has a loan with us, if for whatever reason they ended up calling into our call center, our portfolio retention team looks up who was the original originator, lead goes right back to you. So same thing for the realtors here. And that's important to know for the lead tracking that Sam was mentioning. So that's another great way that Morgan can save you a lot of time, is rather than you doing the analysis on the client, you can send Morgan the information. Say, let me know, are they ready to buy now? Or if not, when would they be ready to buy? Morgan will do the analysis for you, so that saves you time anyways. She'll also, if she says you should follow up with them in 6 months, you know, they've got something that's gonna fall off their credit, whatever it is, she'll offer to send you a text message when it's time. So you don't have to even enter all that information into your CRM, set yourself reminders to call them. Morgan's gonna text you and say, hey, it's time to follow up with this client. What other questions do you guys have?
Is there a way of communicating via phone as well?
To call Morgan? Currently, there's not a way to call Morgan. You can email her, morgan@swmc.com. But currently, yeah, there's no phone number for Morgan. Coming soon, she will talk, but I don't know if it'll be a phone number.
So would your timeframes on like escrow be a little shorter because it's like a lot faster than Morgan? You just pretty much still write your contract for like 30 days?
Yeah, so the majority of our loans, and this is all types of loans included, and like you saw, all scenarios, the average is a 17-day turnaround. So it is very quick. The other thing that can speed things up is, as I was mentioning, we do the full underwrite for a pre-approval. So if you're submitting the pre-approval, you get that conditional approval in the morning. Once your borrower turns in their conditions, it turns into what we call a true approval, which is TRU is thoroughly reviewed and underwritten. So we're done with the borrower. All we need them to do is find the property. So that also makes things go fast because once they get under contract, all we need is title and escrow, sometimes an appraisal. We'll also do an early property inspection waiver check credit.
How long has it been operating? Morgan?
We've been using Morgan internally for about 4 years now. It's been in development for a very long time. So when you think of all the, it takes data, right, to make a good AI. So SunWest has been around since 1980. So all of that loan data for over 40 years is all programmed into Morgan. So that's why when you upload a document, she's seen just about everything, right? That's how the review happens so quickly, because the AI is familiar with it.
You know, it's only going to get better as it goes forward. It's only going to become faster. But hopefully you embrace technology and embrace change. Thank you again. Appreciate it.